Shalom. What you're watching is unlike anything you ever seen before. Unlike any pastor, unlike any motivational speaker, unlike anything you ever seen in your community. What we do as Israel United in Christ is we come and we reach out to build a bridge between our people and the Bible. We show them their true nationality. Shalom.
What we got to do now is figure out how do we change it, because he's saying we are cursed for not keeping his commandments. And in everything, we're going to have to serve the people that brought us here. Keep reading.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed
You got a phone on you, Trey? I want you to go to your phone. I want you to Google yoke of iron. And you tell me what comes up on the images. Go to images.
Okay, I see it.
Okay, what is that from?
Slavery.
Slavery, right? Now read the verse again. Watch what it says.
It says, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed you.
So now, we don't got that on our neck anymore, right? But at the end of the verse, it says, he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck when?
Until he have destroyed you.
So what's happened to us now? Based on that verse. He said you have a yoke of iron upon thy neck until what? Right. That's the problem. We're destroyed. Why? Because watch this. What's your nationality?
African American.
Derek, what's your nationality?
Nationality?
Yes.
United States citizen.
American.
What's your nationality?
I come from tribe of the Mende people in Sierra Leone.
Now, look at this. My brother right here. What's your name?
Rod.
Rod, what's your nationality? African American. Now look at this, right? We all want to go and we want to start a nation. Derek just said I'm American.
Yeah.
They said they African American. You say you come from the Mende people. What's the problem?
We don't know where we come from.
We don't know where we come from. Right? Go ahead, Troy.
Nationality and ethnicity are two different things.
Yeah.
No. Citizenship. Citizenship is
If
what you
I'm going to
got.
cross the border,
Yes.
what is your nationality? Sir, I'm a U.S. citizen.
Watch this now. Watch this now.
My ethnicity,
Watch this, Derek.
my ethnicity is something totally different.
Watch this now. A nation of people, right? A nation of people comes from what? Where does a nation of people come from? Derek?
A nation of people.
Yeah, how do you establish a nation of people? How were nations established in the Bible?
I don't know.
Huh?
Regions?
Mm-mm. By fathers, right? A nation was how are nations established in the Bible? Because in the Bible there are 18 nations, right? All right, Rod, take it. In the Bible there are 18 nations. Those nations were established by forefathers, right? The fathers dictated what nation you came from. Today we just make stuff up, Trey. We say, yo, I'm from a purple shirt. I'm the purple shirt nation. Like he said, the Mende people. We had to find something, so we created something. But the question is, how do you become a different nation? For an example, if I take a Chinese man and I move him to America, what is he?
Chinese in America.
Oh, he's a Chinese man in America. You take the black man and you put him in China, what is he?
Black man in China.
Okay, but he's not Chinese?
No.
But according to what Derek just said, you would be an American in China.
Yeah, but he said
If he was born in China, he would be a Chinese man?
yes.
Why?
I'll be a Chinese citizen.
You would be a Chinese. There it goes, Derek.
African Chinese.
There it goes. You would be listen, Derek. That's the difference. You would be a Chinese citizen, but you wouldn't be a Chinese man according to your origin or your bloodline, because that's what determines a nation.
But that's what you're asking.
No. I'm asking you what you identify as. That's my point. And you gave me your answer, right? It wasn't too.
Hey, we got.
I wanted to know when you.
Someone get a state.
In terms of where you come from.
I said the last one, right? I was just like him.
Okay.
I was waiting.
Now you say African. He added African American. My brother right here. What's your name again?
Wait,
Jay.
ask the
Jay.
question that way, though.
Huh?
Ask the question that way.
You think they'll give a different answer?
Yeah, because you asked,
Okay.
what is your nationality?
Where do you believe you come from?
Africa.
Okay, where do you believe you come from?
I know I come from Africa.
Okay, now the question for y'all is who's African?
Say that one
My
more time.
ancestors are African.
Okay, who's African?
Who is African?
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't understand that question.
Africa's a person. He's a person. According to history, there's a man named Leo Scipio Africanus. When he conquered the landmass of Africa, he named it after himself. Right? That's why we call ourselves African. So now the question for y'all is, before he named it Africa, who were you?
We were people of land.
Yes, so Who was I before the land was called Africa?
Correct, because now we associate with what it's called, but who were we?
Yeah, but
We're Earth,
that's like
Earthlings.
you can just keep going further and further back.
You can't, because this Bible has a book called Genesis at the beginning.
Oh, so according to the Bible, who am I?
Yes.
Okay, so according to the Bible, I'm just a child of God.
Okay, all right.
If we're gonna go all the way,
Okay,
to the,
so
from the generation of ISIS.
what do you mean?
Isn't that
No,
what
we're saying according to the Bible.
According to the Bible, what would you
He's
say
a
you are?
child of God, bro.
Okay.
He's created this.
So now when we say, now let's deal with that, right? When we say a child of God, what makes someone a child of God?
He's your father. He created you. You're the son or daughter of the creation.
Okay, now watch this. Let's go to Romans chapter 8. We read a couple curses in the Bible, right? The things that we read, are we facing those today?
Yes.
Okay, we're facing those things today. Now we're going to read Romans chapter 8. I'm going to show you something. What everyone typically says on the earth is, I'm a child of God, right? I'm a child of God. Why do they say that? Why do y'all think?
Because they're descended from people who were actual children of God or God created.
Okay, right? So it's a term, right?
Yeah.
It's a term that's used. Now let's look at Romans chapter 8 and verse 16. Watch.
Book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 16. The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we
Oh, wait. He said that we, go ahead.
are the children of God.
Now read the verse again so I can explain it.
Verse 16. The Spirit itself
The
bear...
spirit, this Bible is a spirit, right? This Bible gives you clarity on what the Lord wants you to do. It's his spirit in here. Go ahead.
The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit.
When we read it, right, the oppression that we face, can everybody identify with having yokes of iron on their neck, right?
Yes.
Everybody in the world?
Oh,
can-
no.
No, right? What do you think, Jay? You think everyone on the earth can say, I had a yoke of iron in my neck in my history?
Not everybody know.
Okay, so there's specific people, right, based on that would identify with that. They would read the spirit of the Bible, and then their spirit would identify with that. That's what it's saying here. Go ahead.
That we are
That we, the word we is referring to who? Everyone or the people he's speaking to? The people he's speaking to, right? Go ahead.
that we are the children of God.
So Paul, who was very educated in the Bible, said, we are the children of God. He didn't say everybody was the child of God, right? So what we've learned is everybody is the child of God. The Bible is for everybody. But my question to y'all is, what verse in the Bible actually proves that everybody's a child of God?
Well, then where did everyone else come from?
Okay, everyone was created, but everyone's not a child of God, right? Because think about it, right? Think about it. When you're saying the children of God, what's the point of him saying that?
Because he wants to separate, I guess, Israel.
Hold on, wait. You look at that word you just used. He wants to do what?
Separate.
There you go. So when he's saying somebody's a child of God, he's creating a division. He's saying somebody's a child of God, and there are other people who are not the children of God. Go ahead, read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 8.
Watch this.
When the Most High divided to the nations...
Oh, wait. He said, I divided to the nation. So when he created people, he divided the people. That's why when you read the Bible, what happened to the Egyptians in the Bible?
They were wiped out.
They were wiped out. And what happened to the children of Israel?
They were able to go into.
They left their land that they weren't supposed to, and they had to roam the desert
Okay.
until they had to find.
Until they found the promised land, right?
Until they found the promised land.
So now watch this. If the law was about unifying everybody, if that's how the Lord's mind worked, what would he have done? He would have unified everybody, but he destroyed the people and separated the people. That's been the Lord's MO from the beginning, right? Read Deuteronomy 32 and 8 real quick.
Verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance. When he
You see what
separated
he said? When the Lord separated, go ahead.
the sons of Adam.
He separated the sons of Adam. Because Adam, right? He had sons all over the earth. Everyone, go ahead.
He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
So he divided the children of Israel and he gave everyone else their place. Go ahead.
For the Lord's portion is his people.
You see what it says? The Lord has a specific people he deals with. The people he deals with, the children of God, are the Israelites, his people. Go ahead.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
The lot of his inheritance is Jacob and his 12 sons. So when you read children of God in the Bible, the reason Paul said we are the children of God, because he's referring to the Israelites. He's not referring to everybody being a child of God, right? Here's more to prove it. Romans chapter 10 and read verse 1. So when we read the Bible, what we got to be able to look at is, why are they using these words? The Lord said, I divided it. I put the children of Israel in a certain place. And now we're reading that what? He separated the rest of the people from the children of Israel. Right, Jay? That's what we just read. Now watch this.
Romans chapter 10 and verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire...
Now Paul is teaching the Bible, right? Now, I'm going to read the verse and I'm going to ask you, according to church today, will he be wrong? Read that scripture again.
Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved.
Is this wrong, what Paul is saying?
When he's referring to they, he's speaking about the people that left, or
He's referring to the nation of Israel. Just like Solomon said, who was oppressed?
Wait, who's talking here?
This is Paul.
And what's going on in the region?
Read it again. Read it again. I'm explaining to you there.
Romans chapter
I asked the question of, in church today, would this be looked at as wrong? Romans 10:1.
Romans chapter 10, verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire
He
and
said brethren. That's the first thing he said, right? Referring to who? To his people, right? Go ahead.
my heart's desire
My mind's desire, because your heart right here just pump blood, right? He's talking about my mind's desire. What I think about, go ahead.
and my prayer
My prayer to God, I pray to God about this, go ahead.
to God for Israel is that they might be saved.
Now, would that be wrong, according to today's standards?
Yes.
See,
Everybody deserves.
that's how we think.
But again, my question is, what's going on at the time?
He's trying to bring his people back to the understanding of who they are. That's what's happening,
Yeah.
right? Because we're reading in Romans chapter 10. So what Paul is going to do is to get his people and bring them back to being a nation, just like what I'm doing with y'all. Because Jay said, "Well, I'm from the Mende people," right? Originally, he said African American. Originally, he said American. Now we all said African. Well, what it is we don't have a shared identity. They didn't have a shared identity back then. So Paul had to go to them and show them this is what the Bible actually says. This is who you actually are. This is what you should be doing, right? Read verse 2.
Verse 2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God.
Like you go to church, Trell?
no.
What about you, Jay? You do go to church, right? So we have a zeal for God. What about you, Jay? You go to church? Okay. So you see the cross up there. You believe in God, though.
Yeah, that's not mine.
Okay, all right. I seen it up there. I'm going to deal with it. We're going to deal with it, Derek. I seen it up there. We got to touch it. I know, but we got to talk about it in general, right? Because I was looking at it. It bothers me, right? Read that again.
Verse 2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God,
They have a desire to serve God. Go ahead.
but not according to knowledge.
Not according to what the Bible actually says. Not according to the knowledge actually in the book. So the way we think about the book is everybody's involved with it. But when we read it here, Paul's desire was that his brethren would be saved. The reason why, I go to Romans chapter 9 and read verse 4 now. Watch, we're going to start at verse 3. We're going to read 3, 4, and 5 in order, right? Watch what he says.
Romans chapter 9, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ.
He said, I wish that me, myself, I was cursed by God. Go ahead.
For my
By Christ. Go ahead.
for my brethren,
For my brethren, for my people, go ahead.
my kinsmen,
Uh-huh.
according to the flesh.
So if they were his kinsmen according to the flesh, what does that mean he comes from? God. Okay, true, but what else? What is he saying? When he said according to my flesh, they would be his what? His family. His family. They have a shared bloodline. Right? That's the point he's making. He said the people that I'm worried about have a shared bloodline. Go
She
ahead.
got forgot I came. She got I came.
Verse 4. Who are
You
Israelites?
see what he said? He said, my brethren who are, go ahead.
Who, my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh,
Uh-huh.
who are Israelites,
Uh-huh.
to whom pertaineth the adoption.
So the adoption refers to what? The Israelites went off and the Lord adopted them back into being sons. He gave them a chance to repent. Go ahead.
And the glory,
The glory, the kingdom to come was for the Israelites according to the Bible. Go ahead.
and the covenants,
And the covenants, meaning both. That's what an S on it. Meaning the Old Testament and what is called the New Testament today. There was never an insertion of all people. That never was inserted into the Bible. He said both the covenants belong to the Israelites. Go ahead.
and the giving of the law,
And the giving of the law. The law was given to the Israelites. Go ahead.
and the service of God,
The people who were to serve God was Israel. Go ahead.
and the promises,
And all the promises that are written about in this Bible refer to that one people. Go ahead.
whose are the fathers,
He said, whose are the fathers? If we got a shared father, what that mean? What are we? Huh? We relatives, right there. So he said, whose are the fathers? Go ahead.
and of whom, as concerning the flesh,
Hold on, wait. Concerning the flesh means what?
Living in your body.
Okay, so what would make us father? What would make us have shared fathers according to the flesh?
When we look, maybe our blood.
Right, our blood. Meaning somebody, right? Somebody went, like our forefather Jacob went and laid down, right, with women and had what? Sons. And those sons would be like our uncles, so to speak, right? And he's saying we have the same fathers according to the flesh. Meaning that what? They went and made babies with women and we come from that shared bloodline. That's who he was here for. That's who Christ was here for. That's who Paul was here for. He was here to deliver us from the oppression we're talking about, right? To deliver us from the banking system that we just talked about, right? From all the things, from having to go and get a license, right, in order to start your business in a place that you didn't ask to come to. All of these things were why the Bible was being preached. It's a book of revolution. That's what we don't understand. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came.
Now, look at that. He said, of whom concerning the flesh, Christ came, right? He said, Christ came for the Israelites, according to the flesh. Now, in church, what's the famous verse they use, Jay, since you go to church, that they use that tells you Christ came for everybody?
I'm not so sure. Our Father, Lord in heaven. No, that's not it.
God so loved the world, he gave
Oh, okay.
Right. So that's what we hear in church. But we just read Romans 9 and verse 5. What did it say? That he came for people concerning the what?
Say it one time.
Christ came for the people concerning what? Read it back. Go back. Romans 9 and verse 5. Read it again.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 5. Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came.
Concern of the flesh from what Jacob's sons and breeding outside of marriage and all that other stuff. Right?
Now, the point he's making is, I'm coming for this one bloodline. That's what he's saying. I came for those 12 sons that descend from Jacob. Because when you think about the Bible, right, since you go to church, you have Abraham, Isaac, right, which was his son, and then he had a son, which was who? Jacob. Right. He had Jacob and Esau, right? And one of the sons was chosen, which was what? Jacob, who became Israel. See? So now, when Paul is teaching, he said, Christ only came for those who descended from Jacob. That's his point he's making. You understand?
So Christ came from those who, the sins of Jacob.
Yes, that's who Christ came for. Right. We'll prove that in the Bible. Right?
What was going on at the time?
Right here, the children of Israel, right? The two kingdoms are split. The nations are separated, and Paul's goal is to reunite the 12 tribes of Israel. That's what the Bible is about.
No, but when at the time when Jesus was going on.
No,
but that was.
this is Paul we're reading.
And Paul was saying
That he came
that Jesus came.
for the children of Israel, for the fathers concerning the flesh.
I'm asking what was going on at the time of Jesus.
What was going on at the time of Jesus? He was doing the same thing.
Because Paul's after.
Right. Jesus was the same thing. Now think about it. Could Paul do anything different than Jesus? What you think, Derek?
You walking in trying to get a. Who's your phone? T-Banks?
You got it? Yeah. I get that. Okay.
The book of Matthew, chapter 11 and verse 12. And from the days of John the Baptist
So John the Baptist came first, right before Christ, right? Derek, you're familiar with him. Go ahead.
until now, the kingdom of
So
heaven.
now, when Christ is speaking, because this is written in red, Christ is speaking. Go ahead.
Until now, the kingdom of heaven.
What we don't understand is the kingdom of heaven, as it's written in the Bible, is for one group of people. Right? It always said that. Give me 1 Kings chapter 9 and verse 5 real quick. The kingdom of heaven always referred to one group of people. Well, we've known, like a kingdom, and if the Mende people had a kingdom, who's in that kingdom?
Just them.
Okay, who's ruling?
There's probably a high priest in that rule that they appoint to be that.
Which comes from what people?
Yes, the children of Israel.
No, well, and for the Mende people, you'd be off the Mende people, right?
Right. Okay.
You wouldn't take
Yeah,
it
you're not
outside
from somebody else and then bringing them in. It's like, hey, you us because you part of us.
Exactly. You wouldn't do that, right? In real life. So now watch what it says. 1 Kings 9 and 5.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 9, verse 5. Then will I establish the throne of thy kingdom upon Israel.
You see what it says? I will establish the throne of thy kingdom upon who?
Upon Israel forever.
Now, has that happened yet? Is there a kingdom of Israel that's existing forever right now?
Yeah.
What kingdom of Israel exists forever?
Say what?
Okay.
Say what, D?
You say you see them on the news right
That's what
now.
I'm saying. That's what I.
That's how you. Okay. So now, in the Bible, we'll deal with that, right? In the Bible, the people that we see over there, right?
That's
Isn't
not really. That's not the true children of Israel.
There we go.
Let him.
No. That's the point. That's the point right there. I wanted to make
And
sure.
that's why the land is cursed when they're battling over it. They're supposed to. That land is not meant. I don't want to get.
No, you say exactly what you're saying is what the Bible says.
Okay. All right.
Okay, we'll read it out of here. But what Jane is saying is in the Bible. That's in the Bible. Read that. What we got? 1 Kings 9 and 5.
1 Kings chapter 9, verse 5. Then will I establish the throne of thy kingdom upon Israel forever.
He said, I will establish the throne of thy kingdom upon Israel forever. So the people of Israel are not in the land today. That's what I'm here to tell you, right? Just like what you said, Jay, the people that are in the land are not the people that are talked about in the book, right? There's other people who have usurped or taken the land. But in the Bible, right, it refers, give me this, Jeremiah 14, verse 10.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'll be right with
Children of Israel, we have been cursed. We've been moved out of our land. The land has now been fought over for centuries, thousands of years. But how are we supposed to find our way back home?
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation